Live from the WJLA Broadcast Center, this is ABC 7 News at 6. On your side.
He's been the main target of the critics, accused of being responsible for the slow response to Hurricane Katrina. But tonight, FEMA Director Michael Brown is out of Louisiana, back in Washington. And tonight, there's a new man in charge of the operation, a man who's no stranger to emergency response. And patience is running out for the thousands of evacuees still trying to get their debit cards to get back on their feet. We'll get right to it here. No waiting at all. Maureen, Gordon, over to you.
Thanks so much, Leon. Controversy has been swirling around FEMA and its head man, Michael Brown, since Katrina hit last Monday.
Well, tonight his bosses ordered Brown out of Louisiana, back to a desk job in Washington. Rebecca Cooper joins us live from our newsroom. Rebecca, just a few days ago, the president said Brown was doing a great job. Why the change now?
Well, Gordon, from the beginning, as you noted, critics have been blasting Michael Brown, saying he had no experience handling disasters, but got his job because of his friendship with the former FEMA director, Joe Abaugh, who's one of President Bush's longtime friends and allies. But the president has been defending Brown all along. Today, that became much more difficult, not only with the continuing criticism of the relief efforts, but now new reports that Brown lied on a resume that was already under fire. As President Bush rushed to respond to the relief crisis, he singled out for praise the man he appointed head of FEMA.
And Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
But today from the Bush administration, it was a different picture, starting with Homeland Security Michael Chertoff motioning to his new right-hand man to move in closer while not looking to Michael Brown. The reason for the press conference? Brown, the embattled head of FEMA, is being sent back to Washington, but not fired. Instead, he was praised today for the work done so far and told to now focus on future hurricanes and any other terrorist or natural disasters.
Mike Brown has done everything he possibly could to coordinate the federal response to this unprecedented challenge.
Coast Guard Vice Admiral Thad Allen, the man appointed to help rescue New Orleans just one day ago, is now in charge of the entire rescue and relief operation for all 3 states.
When we're through with this press availability here, I'm going to hold an all-hands meeting with everybody in this building. We'll have an open and frank conversation on the way forward, and we will move out.
Today's announcement followed news reports Michael Brown lied about his resume. Time magazine reporting, for example, he described himself as, quote, an outstanding professor at an Oklahoma university. That university now says he was merely a student. As Michael Brown comes back to Washington to focus on future disasters, even some allies of the White House say they want him gone completely. One Republican telling ABC 7 today, quote, Michael Brown is the disaster. In the newsroom, Rebecca Cooper, ABC 7 News.
Thank you, Rebecca. We can tell you more now about Vice Admiral Thad Allen. He is, as they say, a hard charger. After the 9/11 terror attacks, Allen made sure the ports and waterways were secure and that New York responders had the vessels, aircraft, and personnel they needed. Allen is credited with leading the Coast Guard's smooth transition from the Department of Transportation to the Department of Homeland Security. Right now, he is the number 3 man in the Coast Guard as Chief of Staff.
Vice Admiral Allen sounded like a man in charge today after taking over FEMA. He laid out priorities and plans for getting New Orleans rebuilt and the evacuees back home eventually. Kevin Schultz is live in the Satellite Center. Kevin, what is the latest from New Orleans tonight?
Maureen, there is progress in downtown New Orleans tonight, yet authorities are still facing resistance in the effort to evacuate. While authorities saturate New Orleans looking for evacuation holdouts, they encounter suspected criminals. What are you doing, man? Whoa, 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 whoa. Police search this truck and find a stash of drugs and a handgun, and tension skyrockets when an armed man barricades himself, threatening to shoot.
It's my rights. It's a constitutional right.
There are positive signs in New Orleans. Power is expected to be fully restored to the downtown area in the next week, and in some areas, the lights are already back on.
I see a lot of people willing to just rebuild what's been taken away from them, but their spirit's still here to keep it going.
Debris and glass are being cleared from city streets, and water levels are dropping dramatically. NATO announced that major international relief is on the way to help New Orleans get back on its feet. U.S. Navy Commodore Sinclair Harris says his pilots are now shifting from rescuing people to getting supplies into the neighborhoods.
I could not be prouder. They have done outstanding. Morale is sky high.
Meanwhile, for those who leave, there's the challenge of getting money. In the Houston area, there are long lines for government debit cards because many evacuees are left with
zero.
days now, we've seen pictures of pets that were left behind in the evacuation. Tonight, the military is providing cages to homeowners to allow them to evacuate with their pets. Reporting live from the Satellite Center, I'm Kevin Schultz, ABC 7 News.
Thanks so much, Kevin. For the first time today, the thousands of evacuees living in the Houston Astrodome got mail. The Astrodome even has its own zip code now. It is 77230. A harsh dose of reality, though, came with that mail because most of the letters appear to be bills that had already caught up with the evacuees.
More of the evacuees who are living at the D.C. Armory are finding jobs and getting back on their feet.
Linda Passariello spent the day at the Armory with the evacuees today. What did they tell you? What did you find out, Linda?
Maureen, agencies here are trying to place people in jobs, but some local employers say they're getting the cold shoulder when offering to help.
Get some gloves. Got it.
4 construction workers on a shopping spree at Sears, their first step in starting over.
We got your knee pads.
Each man has a different story of survival in hurricane-ravaged New Orleans.
I've never been so scared in my life. The levee broke, and in a matter of minutes, the water was 15 feet and still rising. Coast Guard helicopter came over, and I got airlifted to the hospital there.
First, we went to the Superdome, which it was nuts in there. I mean, there's all kinds of violence, people selling drugs. It was just horrible in the Superdome. So they had us at gunpoint and said we couldn't leave.
We went through hell, man, big time. Water, no electricity or nothing, you know. It was miserable.
The men left with nothing but 2 days at the D.C. Armory, and they now have new jobs. Local construction companies Miller & Long and Encore hired them, but say they had to fight their way in to help.
The response was very negative. It was a lot of resistance. They wouldn't allow us to come into the Armory.
Susan Gilbert with D.C. Employment Services says she's not aware of any employers being turned away, but admits connecting people to available jobs can take time.
We haven't, turned down anybody, and that's why we're contacting them all to come to a job fair.
These newly employed evacuees start work Monday, armed with new tools to rebuild their lives here.
Well, this will be my home now. I don't want to go back to anything like that ever again.
The construction companies are also trying to find housing for those 4 men, even paying for the first month's rent. Meantime, here at the D.C. Armory, they're having a job fair on Tuesday, so the evacuees can also find work. Live in Southeast Washington, Linda Passariello, ABC 7 News.
Thank you, Linda. Millions of dollars have been pouring into charities around the country to aid the victims of Hurricane Katrina, and the federal government has issued a list of charities that need money. But there's one charity on that list raising questions. Its name is Operation Blessing. Elizabeth Vargas joins us now live from ABC News headquarters in New York. Elizabeth, what kind of aid are they sending?
Well, the question also is, what are they doing with the money they're raising? Operation Blessing is a charity founded and shared by Pat Robertson, the controversial televangelist with political connections to the White House. IRS documents show that half the money raised in the past by this charity actually went to the Christian Broadcasting Network. Now, people with the charity say that's simply an accounting issue, but other charities left off the list by the federal government are raising questions about why Pat Robertson and his charity, especially after his recent remarks calling for the assassination of the president of Venezuela, why Pat Robertson and his charity are so high on this federal recommendation list for charitable donations for the victims of Hurricane Katrina. Coming up on World News Tonight, we'll have a lot more on this investigation.
Good questions, Elizabeth. Thank you. And coming up on ABC 7 News, an outpouring of support goes from Washington to Louisiana, and ABC 7 traveled along to find out what evacuees need.
Also, your weekend travel plans could hit the brakes if you drive on one local road.
And a child dies after being left in a car. How it happened is still a mystery.
Washington's weekend weather still looking mighty fine. I'll have the latest on Ophelia. Got some issues with that. We'll talk about that and more when ABC 7 News at 6 continues.
Closed captioning brought to you by Fair Oaks Dodge. On ABC 7, Good Morning Washington sticks to the basics. News, traffic, weather. Information that impacts your day. Choose the team that gets why morning news is so critical to your life. Good Morning Washington, weekdays 5 to 7.
Fair Oaks Chrysler Jeep extends employee pricing. These are the final days to get the Fair Oaks Chrysler or Jeep you really want. Employee pricing plus oil and filter changes for life. And you get the rebates. Fair Oaks Chantilly Chrysler Jeep.
It was a mystery. Where were all these women getting these incredible-looking designer fashions? I was hired to find out. I asked her where she got the great outfit. She says, designer week at Ross, you can save a bundle. The boys back at the department store aren't gonna like this one bit. Designer week at Ross, there's no comparison.
Come one, come all, and discover the magic of the Big Apple Circus under the Big Top at the Dulles Town Center, September 22nd through October 10th. Get ready to be dazzled by an all-new show, Grandma Goes to Hollywood. And for 2 nights only, September 22nd and 23rd, the Big Apple Circus brings you Family Night, presented by ABC 7 and the Washington Post. So grab the whole family for a night of fun. You won't want to miss it. Family Night at the Big Apple Circus. Look to the Washington Post or visit Ticketmaster.com.
They're your mother. They're your father. They're your spouse. They can no longer take care of themselves. That's why you put their welfare in the hands of others. But when there's evidence of abuse or mistreatment, you should be more than concerned. You should make a call. 1-800-INJURED. Personal attention and aggressive representation for victims of nursing home neglect.
Fair Oaks Dodge extends employee pricing. These are the final days to get the Fair Oaks Dodge you really want. Employee pricing plus oil and filter changes for life. And you get the rebates. Fair Oaks Dodge in Fairfax City.
This week on Inside Washington, Katrina, the blame game continues. Who will take the hit?
Then on Capitol Sunday, a wake-up call after Katrina.
Did 9/11 make us myopic in dealing with other disasters?
Inside Washington and Capitol Sunday, Sunday morning starting at 10 on ABC 7.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 6 with Gordon Peterson, Maureen Bunyan, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hill Weather, and Tim Brandt Sports. This is ABC 7 News at 6 on your side.
Well, quite a scene on the Potomac River this afternoon when firefighters were called to a boat fire off Haynes Point. A small fire broke out in the engine room of a 25-foot pleasure boat. One firefighter was flown to the hospital after being injured. The 2 men on the boat were forced into the river, but they're okay. Last check, they were waiting on their damaged boat to be towed. Frederick County authorities are investigating the death of a 5-month-old boy left alone in a car in 80-degree-plus heat. Authorities say the baby, Isaiah Brown, was left in the car outside the family home for hours yesterday afternoon. Sources say the father told investigators he was supposed to take Isaiah to daycare, but forgot. Authorities are now awaiting the results of an autopsy to determine the exact cause of death.
The evening commute is slow going tonight on Route 1 in Alexandria after a dump truck crashed this morning. The truck struck an overpass, knocking away 2 support beams from the bridge. The truck was then rear-ended by a car. Authorities closed a flyover that takes southbound Route 1 to the outer loop of the Beltway so they could make repairs. It's back open this evening, however, and none of the injuries involved are considered life-threatening. And there will be road work through the Springfield Mixing Bowl this weekend, making traffic there a little more difficult. The northbound lanes of I-395 will be closed as crews work on a flyover ramp. The HOV lanes north to Washington will stay open for all drivers, and there will be a 7-mile-long detour to get to the outer loop. The lanes will be closed from 8:30 tomorrow night until 10 Sunday morning.
Will our streak of sunny weather last through the weekend? And could Ophelia take a turn and head our way? Doug Hill is tracking that storm.
And you'll be amazed at what happened when a local church decided to help victims of Katrina. We'll show you next.
We all know what it's like to be stuck in traffic. Jerry Kilgore has a plan to get us moving again. He'll widen 66 inside the Beltway. He'll use extra state dollars to get road projects underway quickly. And instead of letting Richmond bureaucrats decide who gets new roads, he has a plan that gives more control to local communities. It's time for action. It's time to get traffic moving. It's time for Jerry Kilgore.
Presenting new hefty servant store interlocking plates. One plate can interlock to another to form a storage container to go from table to fridge to microwave and back.
Plates are lids, lids are plates. New hefty servant store.
We're down to these two houses. I think they're the best of what we've seen.
That's the problem. Have we seen everything?
To see all the new homes, go to newhomesguide.com.
Hey, at Pizza Hut, when you buy a pizza, you can get up to 5 fully loaded mediums for just $5 each.
Fully loaded?
$5.
Like a meat lover?
$5.
Or Supreme?
$5.
Tomato and bacon?
$5.
Pepperoni and olives? Chicken, ham, and olives?
Hey!
What? He started it.
No, I didn't.
Did too.
Right now at Pizza Hut, order any medium or large pizza at menu price, and you can get up to 5 more fully loaded mediums for just $5 each. Fully loaded, not a wimpy one topping like the other guys.
Next time, we'll get ham and pineapple. Oh, he's killing me.
Gather around the good stuff.
Relax in tropical style at Family Furniture, where you'll find stylish, top-quality furniture at unbeatable prices. This collection features a beautiful basket weave bedroom, including the dresser, mirror, nightstand, and queen-size bed, now only $898. A 5-drawer chest is just $328. The matching dining room includes the table and 4 side chairs for $598. China cabinets $798, and armchairs just $98.
For more style, selection, and value, come to Family Furniture.
Toyota has more choices, better choices, including choices with better resale values. In fact, 4 Toyota vehicles earned 2005 Residual Value Awards for having the highest predicted resale value in their segment. And most Toyotas exceed the industry average for retained value. That's important because the average new vehicle today will lose half its value in the first 3 years. So consider a brand with a reputation for being a better value today and tomorrow. Toyota, moving you forward.
Is your transmission fluid old and dirty? Get AMCO's Power Purge. Only $99.95 at AMCO.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 6 on your side.
When D.C.'s Metropolitan AME Church decided to sponsor a relief mission for Katrina victims, the community showered the church with donations.
And then Independence Air volunteered to take church members to Louisiana to deliver the donations in person. Sam Ford traveled with them today.
All here, from the baggage handlers to the pilots, worked for free to help Metropolitan deliver to Katrina victims D.C. area donations.
We opened the doors of the church on Labor Day, and people have just been bringing stuff all week long.
With him, a delegation of church members and press, given a send-off by the airline CEO.
Our employees really wanted to help in some way, and your fine group gave us an outlet to be able to do that.
14,000 pounds of diapers, toiletries, non-perishable foods that fill the cargo hold and unoccupied airline seats. Waiting at the Baton Rouge airport, a delegation led by the Bishop of Louisiana and Mississippi, Garnett Henning, who lost his own home in New Orleans. He embraced D.C.'s Reverend Braxton. It was an emotional moment.
God, we thank you for restoration.
We just have nothing, and we're going day to day, minute by minute sometimes.
We have 7 churches underwater, 80% of the city evacuated, many of our people left. We're in the process of just trying to find out where everybody is there.
Church members, joined by trustees, orange-clad prisoners of the St. Helena jail, helped Independence Air offload the supplies. So it is church members helping other church members. And here they say these supplies are vital. Also vital, they say, is not to forget them once the height of this crisis is over. They filled 2 flatbeds, a large one and a small one. After quick goodbyes, the D.C. church members reboarded the plane and left for home. In Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Sam Ford, ABC 7 News.
There will be a benefit concert at broadcast live on ABC and several other networks tonight. Shelter from the Storm, a concert for the Gulf Coast, airs tonight at 8 right here on ABC 7.
And we'll be watching, of course. Well, not such bad news around here. We're going to have a good weekend, I understand.
Very good weekend coming our way, and the only thing to watch is what's going to happen with Ophelia. There's some possibilities tonight because now the motion and the future track are starting to come a little more in focus. So we'll explore that at the weather maps in just a minute. Let's start you off with a look at live Super Doppler 7 radar. We had a little area thunder showers that diminished to just some rain showers northwest of here. up in the Winchester area. And now we'll zoom up there and show you one little shower, no lightning being reported, but it's a small but intense little downpour up there just west of Charlestown. I don't think people will complain. It's been mighty dry, but this shower will diminish as it drifts south into Loudoun County over the next hour or so. Let's talk about Ophelia. Yesterday a hurricane, last night downgraded to a tropical storm. This afternoon at 5 o'clock upgraded to a hurricane again. And I can tell you, just looking at the cloud imagery on this, it's a very impressive looking system. Even though it's weak, it's starting to get its act together atmospherically. Here's the bottom line. It's at a position about 200 miles or so southeast of Charleston, South Carolina. Top wind 75 miles per hour. It's still kind of drifting up to the northeast, but more and more computer models are coming to the consensus that it is going to make a turn and then come back towards the coast, possibly in the vicinity of Charleston, South Carolina by midday on Tuesday. That is a possibility. And anytime you see a land arriving tropical system in this part of the country, knowing that it's generally going to make a turn to the north, we're going to have to keep in mind that there could be some effects in our area. Hopefully minor, hopefully insignificant, but the possibility remains some rain possible here as we get into late Thursday, Friday timeframe. Those are just possibilities, but we're going to watch it for you very, very closely. 86 and 63 the high and low today. These values above average. And once again, no rain unless you live near Winchester. They had some. 84 right now. North-northeasterly winds at 9 miles per hour at Reagan National Airport. Very comfortable temperatures across the board this afternoon. Lots of low 80s, some upper 70s out west where they have the showers. 78 at Martinsburg right now. 84 at Lorton. 82 degrees right now reported up in Rockville. Temperatures across the nation, not extreme, but certainly the higher heat and humidity levels have been confined to this southern coast and the mid-south, and pretty much staying that way tonight. New Orleans at 90 degrees right now, so the heat and humidity is there. We're going to see the slightly cooler air moving here. That's going to be the story for the weekend. Lots of sunshine. But we are going to keep an eye on, most importantly, is the impact possibly of Ophelia over the next few days. But you can see by the satellite, very little in the way of cloudiness all the way until you get back to the Rockies. So high pressure we shall enjoy, but the same high pressure center that's going to give us this nice looking weekend is the same one that is eventually, I think, going to guide Ophelia back towards the U.S. mainland. There's the Express, wake up to 60 degrees, 81 tomorrow afternoon with a lot of sunshine. And then as we head through the next 7 days, it looks mighty fine. Temperatures warmer, more humid here, upper 80s by Wednesday. And then we'll just have to wait and see. If Ophelia comes just the right way, just the right time, we could get some raindrops out of it Thursday, but it's way too early to say for sure.
All right. Thanks so much, Doug. And we have some breaking news for you right now. We've just been told that FEMA has decided to scrap that plan to give debit cards worth $2,000 to the evacuees from New Orleans. We'll have more for you on this story, of course, at 11 o'clock.
And as you know, Michael Brown, the head of FEMA, has been benched. Essentially, he's back in Washington. Vice Admiral Thad Allen at the Coast Guard is honchoing everything down in the Gulf Coast right now. And the Nats are still scrapping.
And I'll tell you what, here we go again, another one of those must-win situations. The Nationals get ready for another critical series, this one against the first-place Braves. And when the Redskins faced the Bears last year, Clinton Portis chewed up Chicago's defense. We'll tell you what's making Clinton hungry for more next in sports.
ABC 7 News, brought to you in part by your Washington area Honda dealers.
There's one thing just about all celebrations have in common. They cost a lot of money. But now there's a celebration that can save you a lot of money. It's the Honda End of the Model Year clearance at your Washington area Honda dealers, where every single Honda, including the Accord and remarkably fuel-efficient CR-V, are now at incredibly low prices. So hurry in, or you just might miss your chance to clean up at your Washington area Honda dealer.
Remember when furniture prices used to give you gas? Why drive all over town shopping for furniture when you can shop 8 stores inside every Marlowe showroom? See more, save more, drive less at Marlowe.
Macy's Superstar Weekend Sale is going on now. Jewelry 30 to 50% plus an extra 15% off. Casual and career collections for her, 25% plus an extra 15% off. Ralph Lauren and Nautica suits, sport coats, 40% plus an extra 10% off. And save an extra 10 to 15% with your Macy's card. Macy's. Way to shop.
At Geico.com, you can handle all your car insurance needs online. It's so easy, a caveman could do it.
Seriously, we apologize. We had no idea you guys were still around.
Yeah, next time maybe do a little research.
Gentlemen, are we ready to order?
I'll have the roast duck with the mango salsa. I don't have much of an appetite, thank you.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
People like choices. Well, we have choices, too. Smart people love that.
At Fitzgerald Auto Malls, we've got great choices on brand new 2005 Toyotas. With hundreds in stock today for immediate delivery, there's one just for you. Choose from new Camrys, Corollas, Siennas, Highlanders, 4Runners, and Tundras. And our no-haggle, low-delivered prices are posted on every car.
We want you to have a good experience with a car. We're all about a good experience. The Fitz way, there's just no better way to go.
I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to take the oath of office. And if some nations can't tolerate a female president, it will be more their problem than mine.
Oscar winner Gina Davis is Commander-in-Chief. Premieres Tuesday, September 27th, 9/8 Central, only on ABC. It's time now for ABC 7 Sports.
After losing 3 straight to the Marlins, it doesn't get any easier for the Nationals. Tonight at RFK, the Nats open up a weekend series against the first-place Braves. These last 3 games against the Marlins were a disaster. The losses dropped the Nats to 4 games out of the wild card. So here they are, facing another make-or-break series.
Well, if you won 3 or 4 ball games in a row, you're going to be usually right back in the thick of this thing. We got to figure out a way to win 1 in a row.
Isn't that the truth? Celtics president and legendary coach Red Auerbach is alert and comfortable in a Washington hospital. The 87-year-old was admitted earlier this week for an undisclosed health problem. Auerbach is also a former player at George Washington. A Celtics spokesperson says Auerbach is improving each day. When the Redskins face the Bears on Sunday, running back Clinton Portis is hoping for another big game against Chicago. Last year at Soldier Field, Portis had his best game of the season, rushing for 171 yards. But as Clinton told us, that was then, this is now.
Going 6-10, you really can't find many positives in that season. So last year memory is gone. It's on to this year. This year, if you ask me Monday, Clinton, you caught on fire against Chicago, I have some better comments.
The Saints are close to a deal that would move 4 of their home games to the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. That's according to a report in San Antonio. The Saints are hoping their other 3 home games will be moved to LSU's Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. The Saints can no longer play the Superdome in New Orleans because of the damage done by Hurricane Katrina. The professional athletes in D.C. were doing their part today to help the victims of Katrina. Members of the Nationals, Wizards, Redskins, Capitals, DC United, and Mystics all took turns throughout the day collecting money from those who entered RFK Stadium's Lot 8. All these athletes play different sports, but today they were on the same team.
It's great having everybody out here. You know, it's one of those things that, you know, we need to come together as a nation, and, you know, all the sports teams that are here, we're all doing this for a very good cause, and it's just awesome to see all the people coming out today.
Great job, guys. And how about this? They raised over $35,000. Not too bad for 6 hours work.
Terrific.
Good deal. Our weekend weather looks fine. That little shower out near Winchester is diminishing. We'll see lots of sunshine through the weekend, maybe some changes by Wednesday and Thursday. A complete update on Ophelia tonight at 11.
All right.
We'll look for you. Thank you. World News Tonight coming up next.
And we will see you back here at 11 o'clock. Good night.